So we're here after 2 full weeks of build time. We have 7 amazing looking dive bombers for us to see. Now if you guys would like to join future challenges just like this one, make sure you click that subscribe button. Also make sure to join my Discord. Link is in the description. Without further ado, let's go ahead and review these awesome creations. So for our first creation, we have this TBC-5 made by DigitalStarship. This plane looks interesting on the outside and it looks pretty nice. I can't wait to check this thing out. It does look amazing, so let's go ahead and check it out. So we have spawned the TBC-5 in, and as you can see, this thing is it is pretty massive compared to me, but this thing does look really nice on the outside, of course. I love how the wings have they're angled, so it looks, yeah, that looks nice. I also like how the landing gear is sort of angled as well. You can kind of see that there. Now I don't know why it's moving. I'm assuming the brakes are off right now. Yep, brakes are off. That's probably something you need on, but it's fine. That's not a big deal. This engine, I like the paint scheme on the outside, so let's go ahead and see what features this thing has to offer. So we seem to have a back gunner, which is pretty nice, so we can have someone standing in here. We got some ammunition, we got some flare guns, hose. I'm not too sure why you need that, maybe refueling. So now the back gunner, you control this with WASD. Now I think you can you can angle it up, you can angle it down, you can rotate. That's nice. I mean, this is pretty nice. Now I'm just going to use no clip to get up to the cockpit. Now we don't seem to have any sort of canopy here, but that's fine, we can just jump right in. Now here we are in the cockpit. Looks like there's a few buttons. There is lots of controls. Nice detailing. I like the detailing that is made in this plane. So for starters, we seem to have a on-off button. I'm assuming, yep, that's for the radar. Now I don't know why it's not moving. Maybe there's some other buttons for it, but we can increase range and all that. That's nice. We have radio, push to talk. That was one of the requirements. Now he has that. I'm assuming that's channel. Radiator cowl over here. We have, oh, here we go, the radar arm. I'm assuming that, yeah, now we can start circling around it. Like the radar can now spin, and we can detect targets. Let's see the max range. What is the max range? I'm assuming 1,000 meters. Oh, more than 1,000. That's pretty good. The distance is insane right now. So that's that. We have engine RPM. We have a red indicator. I don't know. Oh, that's a stall indicator. We have a toggle button. I don't know what that does, or what that doesn't do. I don't know. We have a landing hook actually, which is, oh, there it goes. It popped down near the tail there. That little hook, interesting. So if you want to land this on an aircraft carrier, you can, which is interesting. We have a speaker arm. I'm assuming that's for the radio again. This is probably the channel of radio, and you can probably talk. So let's start this. You have to, okay, engine prime, and you can click the engine start button. So, ooh, prop clutch. All right, let's go slower. Oh, okay, let's test the taxiing, of course. Yes. Alright, we can taxi this plane, which is good. Well, the taxiing thing with the rudder is inverted, which is a little bit strange, but I guess I'll get used to it. And let's go line up with the runway, and let's take off. Let's gain some speed, and lift off. Nice, that's gone very smoothly. So, let's go ahead and, I don't think there's any landing gear on this, but it's fine. We have a little window down here, that's nice. So, I don't see any controls for the bombs or anything. I'm assuming maybe it's like hotkeys, maybe. So let's test out the, okay, so we have a single machine gun on our left wing, which is good. We have 2 machine guns on this creation, meets the requirement. Let's go ahead and turn around. I like the turning performance. I like that. I like how stable this thing is, though. It does kind of pull up by itself a little bit. I mean, it does kind of pull up by itself a little bit, but that's fine. It's very stable. I'm actually quite surprised. Very stable, and it looks really good from here. Alright, so I just figured out that the way to drop the bombs is for hotkeys. One is the big bomb, so let's go ahead and test that. Let's just go ahead and dive bomb this area. Let's go ahead and do that. There goes the big bomb, and there it goes, explodes. That's nice. We also have 4 smaller bombs on our wings, so I think that's 4 and 5. Let's go ahead and come down again for the runway. Not for landing though. And let's go ahead and go bombs away. And yeah, that's nice. So we got the bombs working. That's good. Let's go ahead and see what the other buttons do. So number 3, the hotkeys number 3 does turn on the landing light. Now it would be a little bit better, I think, if he labeled everything, but that's not too bad. But everything else is very good on this plane. Let's try to attempt to do a landing. I know I'm gonna fail probably. Right, we're coming in pretty fast. We need to slow down. Oh, that was a pretty hard landing. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, landing gear. But yeah, that's the first creation. Very nice. Love the detail, love the realism. Quite like the features that this thing has. Quite a bit of features like landing hooks and radar. And yeah, let's go ahead and move on to the next creation. Alright, so for our next creation, we have the TBC-3-D5 Dive Bomber, made by Gabe the Fox 12. I'm assuming there is quite a bit of features to this with the huge bomb. So let's go ahead and check this plane out and see what it has to offer. Here we have the TBC-3, and we can immediately see we have this huge bomb. Now that has the little contact sensor, which I was a noob of. Now we have the actual engine here with the radiator sticking out, just absolutely normal, but that's fine. We have the tail over here. Looks actually the tail looks pretty alright. I like the rail. I like the ropes and all that. We have the staircase that you can't really get up. So let's go ahead and use no clip. Alright, so we're on board the airplane. As as you can see, we have the auto cannon belt thing over here. We have, okay, this is the first canopy of today. This actually works quite well. Alright, so let's go ahead and see what's inside. We have this machine gun back here, which is the back gunner. Actually controlled by mouse, which is pretty good. Actually, I quite like the range that this thing has, which is quite nice. I actually quite like this back gun. Pretty sure I just damaged myself, I think. Yep. It's fine. Alright, we have frequency and we have a radio. I mean, it's a handheld radio, but it still counts. Let's go ahead and exit this airplane. Let's go into the cockpit seat, and let's see what we can do here. Can we close the cockpit here? Yep, we can just pull the throttle lever down. Now the visibility is a little bit bad, but it's fine. We have this big panel over our head. So, how do we do this? There is no buttons at all. It's all just hotkeys, but at least they're labeled this time, which is good. It's the starter key. I think you do that. And you click the red, I'm assuming that's radiator, and throttle up, up arrow, which I guess that's speed. Oh, you know that what I'm concerned is that bomb is so close to the ground. It's gonna, okay, let's take it off. Alright, we have taken off without any troubles, actually. Quite surprised. So once this thing is in the air, it's actually very smooth. Yeah, it's real smooth. Like, I can just keep it in this position, which is quite nice to see. The controls are pretty nice. We have the rudder, which works really good. We don't have any landing gear controls for this one, but it's fine. So let's go ahead and maybe test out the guns we have. Oh, that's something. We have damaged our own propellers. That's, I guess, fine. It's all good. We don't care about that, but at least we're flying. So we have 2 big machine guns on the side. Actually, there's auto cannons, which are pretty good. Actually, they do quite a bit of damage, but yeah, they do collide with the blades, which is something you have to deal with, I guess. But it's fine. Let's go ahead and drop this bomb. Now I think there's a parachute on this bomb, so I'm gonna quite excited to find out what it does. Let's go ahead and press 3, which is drop. 3, 2, 1, and drop. Oh, and we have the little parachute. That's nice. So it aims. So you aim it. Okay, it deactivates and it falls into the ocean. Actually, no. Oh, it didn't really detonate. That was a little bit of a fail, but I'm assuming it will detonate most of the time. Maybe just that time it didn't detonate. It's fine. Let's go ahead and attempt to do a landing on this thing. Is there any throttle reading? Down. Oh! Alright, so that was the TBC-3. I definitely think this thing could be a little bit improved, but nevertheless, it works. I guess maybe the bomb didn't quite work, but it flies. It flies. It works. Alright, so next up we have the Soviet Cessna, made by Obev. Now this is actually the first ever plane that this guy has actually made, so let's go ahead and see how his first creation will do in this challenge. Alright, so straight off the bat, this thing actually looks pretty nice. It's very like small and compact. This tail looks interesting, but let's go ahead and hop on board. Let's see if we can do that, like jump on board. Oh, yep, that is a thing. And we have a cannon, actually. We have 2 cannons, which is pretty nice. I actually quite like how this thing is very small and compact. We can probably put this in a little carrier or something. Alright, so we have a back gunner, which is mouse control again. I mean, this one doesn't have a good range on it. Like, you can't rotate it as much. You can only rotate it, like, a little bit, but you can kind of go up as well. But it's a small thing. I mean, the back gunner is a little bit bad, but I mean, it's his first creation. We gotta give it that. It's pretty nice. It's usable. It's good. Let's go ahead and close the canopy. I actually quite like the canopy. Let's go ahead and make a running start. Jump. Oh, let's go ahead and yep, here we go. Let's go ahead and enter into the pilot seat. We can immediately see we have a radio, which we can communicate with other people, which is nice. We seem to have some buttons. We have lights. Okay, we have the black backlights, and we seem to have a light in the cabin. Maybe not nav lights. I would expect there to be more nav lights in these creations. So I think the engine's already at 1, which is full on throttle. Let's go ahead and just press push the engine button, and we should be able to fly. And here we go. Oh, I think our brakes is on, maybe? No, it's not on yet, so it should be good. Lift off. Oh, that was close, but so we have a gyro stabilizer option here. I don't know if that's the AI in front of me or something. That might be, maybe not. There's a helicopter above us, but it's fine. Let's go ahead and disable gyro again, and let's fly. This thing is smooth, pretty smooth. No landing gear options for this one as well. Kind of sad, but it's fine. Let's go ahead and try to stabilize. Alright, here we go. We have stabilized. Nice. Alright. This plane kind of does remind me of the classic Stormworks creations. Alright, so everything is labeled, which I like on the hotkeys. So we have 2 keys from 2 to 5 for all of the bombs. So we have 4 bombs in total. So let's go ahead and drop them. Now, please don't make my mistake and put like contact sensors on them, because sometimes they don't work. Just put impact sensors. But here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. And they all dropped. Hopefully they explode. Oh, okay, that one did actually explode there. That's quite cool, but please just use like impact sensors. It's way nicer. Just don't just don't copy what I did, because I was an absolute noob, because I didn't know what to do, okay? It was the first day of the weapons DLC. Also, we're gonna crash. Oh, that didn't look too good, but nice creation in general. I actually quite like this thing. Good job on your first airplane. This actually does look nice, and it works good as well. Also, these are the cannons, if you are wondering. I forgot to share that. At least they don't hit the blades. Alright, so next up we have Dive Bomber. It doesn't really have a particularly special name to it, just called Dive Bomber. So let's go ahead and check that out. It's made by glaceonmrtophat. Alright, so we have spawned this thing in, and we can see we have a big bomb on the bottom. Alright, so let's climb on board. I don't think we can get on through a ladder or anything. Maybe you can jump on, but I'll just do no clip. Actually, you can jump on, which is good. We seem to have a back gunner, which is good. Like all the other creations have a back gunners. This is cool. I don't know how to control this. Alright, so I just figured you need infinite electric for this thing, so that's something. Maybe, yep. So we have a gun back here where we don't have to hold down spacebar to shoot, which is something. Oh, I actually didn't realize there was a radio down here. That's cool. We have a channel. Go ahead and open up the canopy, which actually works nicely. Close the canopy. I think the button's around here somewhere. There it is. Here we are inside the aircraft. Once again, no buttons we can press, but it's fine. It's all labeled. And you can see the wings actually like tilt up. It's kind of cute and all that, but let's go ahead and check out the guns. Nice. Yeah, it's one of those you don't have to hold down spacebar. You can just you can just keep firing without having to do the spacebar thing, which is cool. Now let's see. Engine. And let's go. Maybe up and down. Yep, up and down arrows for throttle. Oh, hold out. This thing is fast. Holy cow. Alright, so we are in the air. We don't have any landing gear options again. It's fine. But we have reverse thrust. I just realized. Oh, I don't want to crash. I don't want to crash. Oh, okay, that was awfully close. Alright, let's go ahead and turn around for a bombing run. Now we seem to have brakes, and we also seem to have an air brake, which is okay. Nice. This is the first air brake we've seen. That's nice. I like how the air brakes split out just like the real things. And they actually really do help slow this thing down in midair. That's neat. That's very neat. Let's go ahead and drop this huge bomb. I'm assuming this bomb is probably going to be a big explosion. But luckily this guy used impact sensor. Let's go. Alright, let's go ahead and press the number 3 again. Drop payload. And it's falling. And oh, there it goes. It does work. That's nice. That's something good to see. And we have the machine guns, which are pretty good. Let's go ahead and make a little bit of a landing. Oh, okay, that was that was really hard landing. I'm sorry, but actually that crash actually looked pretty cool. But nice creation in general. I actually quite like this. But landing it is something. But I love the speed brakes on this thing. I love how the speed brake looks. I love the functionality. But let's go ahead and move on to the next one. Alright, so the next creation is made from our good old friend Corneth, and it's the A42 Python. And this thing actually looks quite nice. Let's go ahead and check it out. Seems to have lots of features, and it looks pretty nice on the outside as well. So let's go ahead and get on board. We have working canopy, which is always nice to see. We also have some equipment over here. We have a pistol here. We can always convenient. We can just shoot the pistol around. We have some first aid kits, ammo for flare gun, radios, which is nice. We have a radio in here. We have this back gunner, which is WASD, old school. Alright, so we have, okay, rotation limits. We do have a rotation limit until it kind of freaks out, but it's okay, I guess. I mean, we can go up very high for this one. That's nice. So we can, and I love how it resets itself, so that's nice. So let's go ahead and get out of here. Is that anything special? Nope. Just thought it was cool. Alright, let's go ahead and close the canopy. There is auto cannon for this one. Interesting. Alright, so let's go in here, close the canopy. And this is actually one of the best cockpits probably for this. We actually have a manual, so we can start how to start this thing up. We have, oh, that's a nice display hood, and we have quite a bit of nice altitude. We have artificial horizon and all that. This is a very nice cockpit, probably the best cockpit so far. So let's go ahead and do battery, avionics, fuel pump, and engine start. Let's go ahead and RPM it up a little bit and throttle up. I think that's what we do. Master arm, nav lights. We have actually got nav lights for this plane. That's really good. Oh, okay. And we can take off. Nice. Now the controls for this thing is a little bit weird, but that's something. It's still flies. That's nice. Now this is the first plane that actually has working landing gear. That's nice. We actually have landing gear. That's what I like to see. Yeah. How do we control the guns? Okay, it's 3 to shoot. Oh, that's actually okay. I actually quite like that. I like how it delays, and you know they have that little delay in between the guns. That's nice. It looks like that's a very nice detail. It's like the right gun is like, yeah, the right gun is a little bit more delayed. That's a really nice touch. Very neat touch to this. Makes it much more cooler. Alright, that's cool. So let's go ahead and drop the one big bomb in the middle, that big bomb, onto the island, the creative island. Alright, so let's go ahead and line up and go ahead and press space to drop. Boom! There goes the big bomb. And it's gonna land hopefully on the yep, it's landed. And oh, I don't think it actually detonated there. Ooh, that was interesting. Okay, that didn't quite detonate, but it's okay, I guess. Yeah, I think yeah, as I said, just don't use the contact sensor. It's a little bit bad on these bombs, but let's test out the other bomb. I think maybe, ooh, wait, pull up, it's too late. Oh, yeah, that's why I wouldn't really recommend putting the elevation on the wings. Alright, so here we go. We're back for another run here. Let's go 3. Maybe we can dive this time. 3, 2, and 1. Drop them bombs. 3 of them. Okay, that was epic. Plane crashed a little bit. Oh, it actually exploded. That's nice. That detonated, but the plane didn't really survive that long. But it's fine. But nice creation. Pretty nice. Love the addition to the cockpit. I love the cockpit. The cockpit's probably the best, my favorite so far. But other than that, it's great creation. So let's go ahead and move on to the next one. Alright, so for the next creation, we have the SBD-3 made by Lemon Try. This is, I think, a torpedo bomber. From what I can see, it has 3 torpedoes on it. So let's check it out. So we have spawned in this SBD-3, and straight off the bat, it actually looks pretty nice. I mean, it might not be the best looking one, but looks pretty good. I feel like the tail is a little bit like blocky in a way, like not blocky, like square-ish. But still, that's nothing. We have a back gunner here, which is, ooh, okay. I like the feeling of this one. I like the handling. You can really get some range. You can like rotate it a lot. Yeah, I definitely love this back gunner. Probably my favorite back gunner in all the creations. Probably the best one. Looks like we got some ammunition. We got a pistol. Interesting. Got some pistols. Parachute, always useful. Let's go ahead. No canopy for the back gunner, so pretty easy to die, I guess. Alright, so we have what seems to be a middle seat. Pretty interesting. It's a rare. What is this? We got ammunition. We got a welding torch. Pretty useful. More ammunition and light. We have oxygen masks. We got binoculars. We can close the canopy. Pistols. Fluid port. Not too sure what that is. We have a seat. Parachute. Nice. We have the radio here. We have a heater as well. Can't really use that right now. Maybe electricity or something we need to turn on. Cockpit lighting. That's that. We have a radio here, which is one of the requirements, which, yep, that's nice. We got an SMG, where we can, I don't know why you would need a SMG right here, but that's something. Alright, let's go ahead and open the canopy. I actually quite like the canopy, how it just slides open like that. It's quite nice and smooth, and you don't really get the tracks sticking out or anything. That's nice. So let's go ahead and get into the cockpit. Close the canopy. Nice. We have altitude, compass, artificial horizon. We got fuel gauges, rate of climb. That's interesting. Engine temperature, engine RPS. So let's go ahead and maybe get some cockpit lighting. Brakes off, landing gear. Nice. We have main battery, avionics, coolant pumps, fuel pumps, armament. We probably need that on. Carrier hook. Okay, this thing has a. This is another carrier hook. That thing at the bottom. That's nice. That's a nice little touch. So I guess this is a naval plane, so you would need a carrier hook because you would need to land on other like aircraft carriers. So there's a heater here, which is nice. Let's click the starter button and start the engine. Very nice. And we are airborne. That was probably the most smoothest takeoff ever. Alright, so let's go ahead and raise the landing gear. See how that looks? That looks really nice. Also quite like how the landing gear goes one by one. So like actually the left landing gear is a little bit faster than the right. That's quite realistic, quite a nice touch to the realism of this. So let's go ahead and test out those torpedoes. They have propellers, so I'm guessing those are torpedoes. Let's go ahead and just launch maybe one of them at this island. So let's go ahead and do the center one. Let's do that, and it should land in the water. Oh, actually collided with the ocean there, but that's fine. Maybe we can drop him a little lower. Oh, okay, that was close. That was really close. Alright, let's drop him a little more from the water, by the water, I would say. So let's go ahead and turn her around. Let's turn around so we can get a hit on the island. And go one. And let's go another one. Ooh, that was really low. Okay. I think they're actually moving in the water. I don't really see it, but I'm assuming they actually, yeah, they do explode, so that's very good. Let's go ahead and see if there's any more explosions. I don't see any, but I'm guessing if you launch them in a like proper way, it would work. I'm guessing this is a dive bomber, so you should be able to dive on targets and maybe not even having to make it go on the water. Maybe it's a bomb with a propeller on it, so it looks nice. We have a gyro stabilizer, I just realized that, so let's use that for this landing. Oh, throttle up. Oh, that was close. Yep. Maybe a little bit of a hotkey would be more helpful, but it's okay. Let's go ahead and do a hard landing. Ooh, that was pretty hard, but at least we landed and didn't die, which is nice. But this plane was genuinely pretty nice. Lots of features, and genuinely quite liked how it looked. And let's go ahead and move on to our last creation. Alright, so for our final creation, we have the SU-2 made by Pogman. Now, he messaged me to spawn this thing at Harrison Air Base for reasons, maybe like it needs a longer runway or something, but let's check it out. It looks like it's pretty nice, pretty cool looking, with a ton of weapons on it, so let's go ahead and see what this has to offer. Alright, so we have spawned in the SU-2, and we can immediately see we have some what looks to be bombs here. Can you run into it? Okay, I don't want to do that though. There's some landing lights, looks like, and a ladder, weirdly placed ladder to get up. It looks like this thing is partially bulletproof. This thing is a little bit bulletproof as well on the sides. Maybe that's why it needs a longer runway, I don't know. So let's go ahead and check out the back gunner. So we can do that. We can arm, and it's controlled by W, and actually this is A and D. You cannot control pitch of this back gun, but yeah, so you can only go from side to side, and it's kind of inverted as well, so that's a little weird. And you have to fire this thing like manually. Like you have to press this button to fire it, which is kind of interesting, but kind of realistic in a way. I think maybe, yeah, that's cool, and you can disarm it if you want. So that's that. We got some ammo here. We got more ammo. We have what looks to be a heater back there. So let's go ahead and go to the pilot seat. We have a pretty complex looking pilot cockpit. Got a ton of buttons and everything. That's nice. We have filtered air carb. What is that? Not too sure. I'm gonna be pretty confused here. That's the starter key. There's a rope thing here. There's a throttle in front of us. So landing lights. I think you do that on the takeoff. Actually, I think we need battery. Engine system, heating system, engine, aux valves, battery. Nice. We got landing lights now. Landing gear system. I'm assuming that's the landing gear. We've got nav lights. First nav lights. Alright, that's nice to see. The cockpit floodlight. That's cool. Manifold temperature. See, this cockpit's pretty nice. We got Prima starter. Let's go ahead and start it. And oh, I just realized the little HUD we have. It's quite nice. Let's go ahead and up and down to control collective. We're not really moving. Maybe we need maybe infinite fuel. Oh yep, we definitely need infinite fuel. Oh, okay, that that has gone a little bit on the other side. We're crashed. Let's go ahead and attempt that again. Alright, so aux system, heating system, landing lights, nav lights. Let's go ahead and turn filtered air carb. Let's go ahead and prime the engine, start the engine, throttle up, and then take off. Here we go. Alright, so we have guns. Nice. Actually, those are cannons. Yeah, those are, oh, overheated. Maybe let's turn off engine overheating. That's something bad. Well, overheating is quite bad, but let's just go ahead and forget about that. And plus, I don't really know why it's a toggle for firing. It's like you usually hold down spacebar to fire, but this, I guess it's a toggle, which is kind of weird. So let's go ahead and drop the bombs. Landing gear there. Drop. I think. Oh, that's a rocket. Okay, that's something. I'm guessing that one is another bomb. Can't really. Can I launch it, please? Is it broken or something? I think it might be broken. But let's go ahead and yeah, we're gonna die again. Oh, and we're in the water. Well, that one was interesting. This one, it had quite a nice flight control, I would say, and it's quite interesting with the missile and the bombs. Nice cockpit, probably one of the more decent ones. So yes, that's it for this challenge. That's all the creations that were submitted. So let's go ahead and review some of my personal thoughts. So what are my general thoughts and who's going to be the winner of this build challenge? So let's go ahead and look at it over here. So starting with a little bit of a size comparison, we can see each of the bombers' sizes. They're kind of ranging from small, medium to quite large ones like the SPD-3. Now, I personally don't really think size matters in terms of the aircraft. I'm looking for, of course, functionality and the looks, the aircraft's actual, fuselage and wing designs and how it looks. So, let's start off on the left over here. So, this one made by Gabe the Fox. Now, this one has pretty good weaponry. Pretty interesting with the wing designs and the bomb design especially. Now, it didn't detonate on testing, but I'm sure it probably detonates. He told me on testing it does work. So, that's that. So, it does work. Cockpit is a little bit plain. The plane doesn't look especially too good compared to all the other planes. I mean, don't mistake me. It's still pretty good of a creation. So I'm pretty much gonna eliminate this one from the winner. But still, when I say that, I don't really mean it's a bad creation. I'm just saying, I'm just trying to be fair on everyone. So this one's definitely not the winner. We're moving over to the Soviet Cessna. This one has a pretty nice look to it. It looks pretty slick, but once again, functionality is not as good as the other ones. Now, I'm going to be taking into account that this is the person's first ever plane that he's made in Stormworks, so I'm quite proud of how it turned out. Yeah, so the plane genuinely works pretty well as it is, as its own module. I'm pretty sure. The bombs are pretty cool on it. The back gunner probably needs a little bit more work on it, but still, not saying this is a bad creation, but once again, it gets eliminated from the winner from all the other people. Alright, so moving on to our right, we have the SU-2 made by Pugman. And this one, once again, it doesn't look too good on the outside. I mean, don't get me wrong, it works perfectly fine. It does look like, you know, a plane at least. This plane is also genuinely pretty hard to start up and fly without a short runway, which pretty much eliminates this thing from landing on any sort of short runways or aircraft carriers. You genuinely have to spawn this thing at a longer runway like Harrison, which is sometimes a little annoying, but still pretty cool. Now, this one probably has one of the better cockpits. Don't get me wrong, these cockpits are pretty amazing with all the buttons and stuff. Probably not going to beat some of the other planes, but not saying this is a bad creation. Once again, don't mistake in these. This is still an awesome creation, even though it's not the winner. Right, so to the left of the SU-2, we have this dive bomber, which doesn't really have a name to it, which is quite interesting. But this one, it does actually look pretty nice on the outside with the wings. Not really too much a fan of the fuselage, but not saying it's bad. It definitely works and looks cool. Air brakes work well. The bomb actually does work really well. I've tested it. The back gunner on this works okay-ish. Maybe needs a little more work, and definitely needs a lot more work here in the cockpit. There's no buttons or anything, so maybe this one's not the winner, but definitely still a pretty nice creation. Definitely visually, this one looks a little bit better than some of the other ones, but yeah, so this one not really the winner, but still awesome creation. That leaves us with the final three. The three planes that I actually think are pretty good in quality, with it meeting the standards, looking awesome, and the functionality is perfect. So, I guess for the winner, we're gonna choose the one with the most amount of functions and the most, or the most beautiful one. So go ahead and start off on the right. So here we have the A-42 Python, made by Corneth, of course. This thing, of course, on the outside, it actually looks pretty good, I would say. The only problem with this is that it's a little bit harder to control once it's in the air, but still works pretty good, actually. Let's go ahead and see. This plane has working landing gear, which is something good. Some of the other planes actually don't have that, which is something neat. This has two auto cannons, which has a pretty nice looking system with the drum. The back gunner on this, it's a little bit glitchy, but works probably not as well as some of the other ones, but still, this was pretty good. Now, what I like about this plane the most is, of course, its cockpit. As you can see in the cockpit, this thing is pretty nicely laid out in a way of a plane. I actually quite like it, with all the buttons, and I am really quite a fan of the pylon selections, where you can just drop 3 bombs at once or 2 bombs at once, or you can select which ones you want to drop, or yeah, that's a really nice feature, something pretty good. This one does have landing lights, I can see from the spotlights. That's nice. So we have pretty good features with a working radio. So this one's definitely on the road to winning. So let's go ahead and check out the other ones, and then we will make a choice. So in the middle, we have probably the most awesome looking plane of this challenge. Of course, this is the TBC-5. This thing looks absolutely amazing. Probably my favorite looking one. Of course, visually, this thing looks absolutely amazing. I love how the wings look. I love the paint scheme. It looks like an aerobatic plane or like stunt plane or something. This does work quite well as well, so that's something nice. So let's go ahead and check out some of the features this thing has. Of course, we got your refueling electric charge thing, which is pretty nice. Detailing on the outside. Not too sure if the other planes do have that. Maybe I haven't checked them out yet, but leave a comment down below if you are the creators of this and if I missed out any features. But this thing got an awesome design to it. It's got nice landing gear. Sadly, no landing gear retracting, but I'm pretty sure that's pretty normal on a stunt plane or a aerobatic looking plane. So this thing has one machine gun on the side, mounted on the side, and one back gunner, and the back gunner does work, but it's just a little bit glitchy, but you just have to aim up a little bit to get away from the glitchiness. But it works well, but could be a little better, but still, it does work as it is. So what I like about this is, of course, the cockpit again, with a ton of features like radar, which is nice. Probably the only plane with a working radar screen. We have, of course, we got other stuff like carrier hooks, which is something that the A42 doesn't have. We have speaker arms, of course, all that. Warning systems. So this thing has a total of 5 bombs on it, with 1 bomb in the middle and 2 on the sides of the wings. Now, the only downside to this plane is that none of the hotkeys are actually labeled, which is something I find quite annoying of this aircraft when you're starting off. But if you know all the mappings, or if you see all the buttons, what they do, it's quite nice and quite simple to control. This one, definitely pretty good, and pretty much on, of course, the top 3. So on the left, we of course have the SBD-3F dive bomber. This one's actually quite popular on the workshop right now. It's got over 1,500 subscribers on it, so I definitely just suggest checking them out. Also, a little side note, I'll link all of these creations in the description, so you have a chance to play with any of these creations if you want. So let's go ahead and jump right into the features of this aircraft. We have, of course, working landing gear, which is something I really much like about this aircraft. We have 3 bombs, which kind of looks like torpedoes, but they might be bombs, but it might be torpedoes. I did test them out. They do seem to impact the ocean and explode on their own, which is a little bit strange, but that's nothing too bad to worry about. I guess you can use this as just a normal bomber. What I also quite like about this plane is that it has a middle section with a nice looking radio that's kind of like tilted on its side. We have a lot of welding torch, ammo, and equipment like SMGs, oxygen masks. That's all really nice. Now, what I also like about this plane is the cockpit. Now, this cockpit may not look as good as some of the other ones, but the cockpit, it looks quite clean. You know what I mean? It looks quite clean with all the buttons organized and all that. So this might be my one of my favorite ones. So that's definitely on the top 3 as well. So which one of them do I like the most? The SBD-3 on the left, the SBC-45 in the middle, or the A42 Python? Now, to be honest, I would say the Python is a little bit short on the features than these two here. But I'm a little bit sorry, but maybe we're going to go ahead and eliminate the Python from this. But still, Python is a really awesome creation. You should go check it out. Of course, link is in the description. So we're left with 2 planes that are probably one of my some of my favorite ones. Now, to be honest, these 2 planes have pretty much the same features, I would say. Same sort of features, same sort of, I'm trying to be fair, so same sort of features, same sort of looks. I'd say the looks might be better on the SBC than the SBD-3, so maybe, just maybe, we have a winner. We have rounded up the winner, ladies and gentlemen. The winner of this build challenge is going to be the SBC-45. This is probably my favorite one currently. Now, if you guys would like to join future challenges just like this one, I might be hosting weekly or monthly, or so be sure to join my Discord server. You can find all the information there. Thank you guys so much for watching, and also make sure to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on any content. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Congratulations on the winner, and we'll see you guys the next time. Also, shout out to everyone who is participating in this challenge. Awesome creations though.